Be grateful for the pain that you experience, because it's a great teacher. It's a greater teacher than happiness could ever be. Because happiness gives you the false illusion that this world is perfect, that it has anything to give you, that it'll give you true lasting satisfaction or contentment, but really it has nothing to give you. As Sage Anandamayi says, there is nothing in this world, but all are madly pursuing this nothing, some more, some less. But I ask you to stop pursuing, stop seeking, stop wondering, and stop hurting. By allowing your happiness to reveal itself as always have been being there, no matter what happened. Even though people have hurt you, even though it has hurt so bad, still, in the end, you have felt blissful. No matter what has happened to you in life, still, that bliss has always been there to have your back, while all the emotions are like fake friends who are only there for a time. But bliss is that loyal friend that has always been there for you. But unfortunately, we focus on fleeting things to give us satisfaction and contentment. And we start to feel sorry for ourselves. We start to pity ourselves, a self that doesn't even exist. We wish things were different. We feel that we are a victim of life and others are the villains. Even if they are the villains, so what? Don't be so cruel to yourself that what other people do to you causes you to be in pain while they are happy. Because there will be so many people in your life, they will hurt you and they will just laugh. They will not care. So you have to laugh with them. And I know how crazy that sounds, people hurting you and laughing about it, sadistic people, and you're supposed to just laugh about it. But I promise you, this is God trying to mold you into the perfect statue. A statue has to be beat with rock in order to become beautiful. Similarly, God will put you through many trials and tests to perfect you. And then there comes the guru to give you the final solution. Worldly life causes the problem, the illness, and here comes the guru with the medicine. But it's up to you to take that medicine. And it might be bitter. It might not be what your ego wants to hear. Your ego wants to hear that things will last forever, that heaven will make you happy, that people will make you happy, because the ego loves illusions. It loves to lie to itself. It thinks if I lie to myself, I'll never have to face the truth. But the truth always wins in the end, because it is self-evident. That's one thing that's beautiful about the truth. It's so easy to take for granted how beautiful the truth is, because it's always there. But we have to love the truth in the midst of the ego's concern with how life should be, with how perfect it thinks it should be, and how perfect it thinks others should be. Because the more you judge others, the more you suffer. The less you think of others, the more peace you have. Because most of the pain and the suffering that you've experienced has been caused by your perspective of others. Not what they have done to you, but your perspective of them. Because yes, they may have hurt you, but you're listening to this video, you're breathing, and you are the limitless Paramatman. So you have all the opportunities to achieve anything you want to, but you're going to focus on one character in your limitless story. You're betraying yourself. You're giving somebody more power than they actually have. And the things you worry about, the people you worry about that have hurt you, they don't care. Existence doesn't care. You could complain over and over again about how existence should be this way, existence should be that way. It doesn't care. It'll just be how it is. So you must go with the flow. Just like this river, go with the flow. Be in thy true nature. Don't try to be anything else but what you are. The river doesn't try to be anything else. That's why it constantly knows peace. So don't be anything else but what you are. It's okay sometimes, because it's not even you, to say, man, I wish life was this way, I wish life was that way. Because when you say it, it's not you saying it, it's the mind saying it. But one thing that is unacceptable is to be upset about being upset. It's to be cruel to yourself about your natural emotions and sadness. when we talk about enlightenment, it's not about perfection in the sense, it's a constant perfection. In the sense, we're not trying to get to this glorious, idealistic state to where now everybody views us as this great, perfect, disciplined Buddha. That's not the goal of enlightenment. Because there's some gurus who they carry around a bottle of alcohol and still be seen as Buddhas. So your behavior has nothing to do with your enlightenment. It has something to do with your inner acceptance, your inner tranquility. Not what your mind tells you, but what you know as true. Because the mind will try to tell you all types of lies. You're this, you're that. You feel this way, you feel that way. You look this way, you look that way. You're little, you're small. But what is really true? Nothing. The silence. So allow the silence to speak for itself. Don't allow this mind to tell you who's the boss. Tell the mind who's boss by not even needing to say anything. In a sense, sometimes with mantras, that we train the mind to be one-pointed. And mantras are silence. So instead of focusing on the world, chant the mantra of victory of the sages. Claim victory to happiness. Because the many different gurus, as Saint Prabhupada so wonderfully said, the many different gurus like Prabhupada, he says that when his wife, when he was giving lectures, she would be yawning, looking at her fingernails, not paying attention. And you would ask, you could say, Prabhupada could have said, man, I wish my wife was just supportive of me. Everything's going well. I'm spreading self-realization. I'm spreading the knowledge of Krishna. Why can't she just support me? Why can't it be like why can't I just be happy with my wife? He said, I'll just leave her. He just left her because she was a distraction from his true spiritual goals. He says, I was obliged to leave her company. A lot of people would never leave their significant other, no matter how miserable they make them. And they would hope that their significant other changes or they could be different. But that's the problem, is that let people be as they are. You always have God on your side. As Saint Jananda Mahima says, there is no love but the love of God, because without God, it's not possible to love. So it's beautiful when we realize what is truly important, because God is what gives you those relationships, those gifts, those blessings that you crave so badly and wish that they could come back. God is the one who gives you them. So for you to say, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, you're forgetting God. At least if you're going to complain, at least remember God gave it to you, because it'll help the pain go away less. Because you'll realize, we start to claim responsibility and claim ownership of the things that God gives us, and it's the biggest mistake that we can make, because then we can't truly enjoy God's play as it is. And it's scary, because when we truly accept this, you can never go back. Because no matter how much suffering you have, because you have the Dharma, you'll always overcome it. But some people don't want to overcome suffering. Sometimes for people complaining, saying that there's nothing they can do, saying that it's a disorder that stops me from being peaceful, it's easier for them to have that excuse. Because for them to suffer is easier than to have eternal peace. But let those people be as they are. Don't try to change them. Don't try to change anybody. Because all you do is bring suffering on yourself. Because what you're saying to God is that you're not good enough. And of course, I'm not saying that you just put up with the bare minimum, you're helping somebody, you're a nice person, somebody's treating you like garbage. No, you separate yourself from that person. And that you have to use discernment at the same time. Sometimes you need to judge people. But I'm saying is, when you don't need to judge people, don't judge them. When it has no effect on your life, you don't need to, in a sense, oh, this person did this to me in the past, this person did that to me then. You don't need to be concerned with what somebody did to you in the past when there's the now. So have no concern with what your mind tells you about, oh, I hate reality. Just let it be. Allow the mind to be. Because I'm telling you, you'll never be satisfied. Even in heaven, there's a lot of illusions that need to be broken up about life. The ideals that we seek. That's why we're so heartbroken. When you're in a relationship, let's say you find that one person, right? Or a person you love. If you die, the chances that person will get with another person after you die. So it's nothing really works out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying you can't look at heaven as a potential place to make you happy or give you lasting happiness. Because let's say you die, right? And you're in heaven chilling, and you're yeah, I can't wait for my wife to, I want her to live her life, but at the same time, I can't wait till she, gets to heaven. And you're just waiting in heaven, waiting for her. Then, let's say her and her new husband after you didn't even know about him. her and her husband died at the same time. Now they pop up in heaven, and now you're looking at her and her new husband, and you're in heaven, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought heaven was supposed to be eternal happiness. What? Well, I'm not happy anymore. This is not how things were supposed to go. I'm telling you, man, don't think heaven is going to make you happy. I promise you. I'm telling you, don't think heaven is going to make you happy. No external situation, person, or place can ever truly make you happy. Somebody who you think is beautiful, somebody else thinks they're ugly. Somebody who you think is wonderful, somebody else thinks they're the most terrible person in the world. So you make what's beautiful. You make something ugly. I'm telling you, man, like, everything is an illusion. I promise you, everything is an illusion. Nothing truly ever makes you happy, I promise you. It is just pleasure. It is just sense organs interacting with itself. Your sense perceptions are interacting with life, and they experience themselves, and that's it. It's either pain or pleasure, but there's never really truly any happiness. The only true happiness that you have is within yourself. The only true happiness is bliss. Any excitement, all that other stuff is illusion. You don't even have control of what. There's some people who they're literally attracted because they grew up in abusive households. They're literally attracted to people who cause them pain. Like that to them, that's pleasure. So you see how pleasure is an illusion, and they're not really enjoying the pleasure, but they're such a slave to their body that pain feels safe to them. Like if somebody's abusing them, it feels safe to them. You know what I mean? Or if somebody grew up in an environment that's I guess, quote unquote hood or impoverished, they might be attracted to people who are abusive because they grew up around that. And they can't get out of that their entire life. And then deep part of them, their heart knows, I could be beyond this, but they're a slave to their body. And it'll look like pleasure, but they'll be ashamed after, in the sense that people realize that even though they experience the greatest pleasure, when they don't really want to do it, they feel shame, in the sense that it's not really real pleasure. It's really your body just kind of like having a moment of letting the ego go because you're so in pleasure, you're letting go of the mind, but it's not true ananda, it's not true bliss. There was a man who, he was a drunkard, and he was a guru, and the drunkard wasn't a guru. The Ramakrishna, the drunkard, his wife used to go to the guru, and she was complaining to Ramakrishna, her guru, that her husband was drinking all the time, and she didn't know what to do. So Ramakrishna told her to bring your husband to me. So then the husband said, what can you give me that is more, that can make me eternally happy? Because the husband had been constantly chasing that through liquor. And it's not that after enlightenment you can't drink liquor, but you don't chase it to try to reach a satisfaction or try to numb your pain or emotions, because you realize emotions are not you. So Ramakrishna answered the man, I can give you the love of God, but are you ready for it? Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, it's like they would rather go through those little bitty itty illusions. And some people don't want lasting happiness. Some people don't want that for themselves, in the sense that no matter what happens, they are content. Because to some people, the illusion is enough for them to be caught up in the game of pain and pleasure. That's enough for them. They don't want to reach beyond. But for people who want to reach beyond and perfect themselves and reach enlightenment, they study under the guru, practice devotion, and they have no qualms about the stupid play. Even if they're upset, they're not upset, because they remember the guru and they remember that their true nature is always bliss. So remember your true nature is always bliss, and don't be concerned about the world. Who cares? Somebody cheats on you, somebody does you dirty, somebody betrays you, somebody calls you names, a friend, you wish your friend was this way, you wish you had more friends, you wish you had more money. Who cares? Like, it does not matter. You have to refuse to care about nonsense like this. You have to. Say Siddhartha Meshwar says, the one who is really rich is the one who refuses even a kingdom. Now, listen, I'm not saying, if somebody offers me a kingdom, I'm definitely going to live in that kingdom. And I'm sure Say Siddhartha Meshwar would say the same thing, because Say Siddhartha Meshwar encouraged devotees to do service and give devotion to the guru. But what Say Siddhartha Meshwar is saying, a metaphor, is that yes, you can live in a kingdom, but mentally refuse it as yours. In the sense that even though you're in a kingdom, even though you have money, or you're taking money from your job and stuff like that, don't consider the money yours, in a sense. Or even if you make millions of dollars, don't consider it yours. Have fun with it, but don't consider it yours, because that's immediately, instead of using the money will start to use you. Instead of wearing your shoes, the shoes will start to wear you. So remember to be beyond this material life and remain devoted to the Dharma and the Guru, and everything will be blissful and everything will be okay.